Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video, and in this video we are going to be continuing on with our C# tutorial series, and in this video we are going to be taking a look at enumerations in C#. Now, what is an enumeration? Well, an enumeration is a user-defined what's called a value type. We'll talk more about what a value type is in a later video, but you just need to understand that it is a user-defined value type that allows you to specify a list of named integer constants. And the nice thing about an enumeration is that when you use them, it can help reduce complexity in your code base, and it can help with maintainability and readability, because with these named constants, instead of having a bunch of integers everywhere to represent values, it'll be more easily understandable when you actually look at it. It'll help when you're actually writing your code. It's like you're actually going and documenting your code a little bit to make it more readable. Now, they're no substitute for actual documentation, but again, they're useful for, having just the name of the constant instead of having integers everywhere. So in this particular tutorial, instead of using one file like we have been doing, we're going to put our enumeration in a completely different file. So go to your Solution Explorer, and go to your project. Go ahead and right-click. Find, let's see. We want add. And we're going to say we're just going to say class, and we'll deal with this we'll deal with the code that we don't need here in a second. Okay, you can shut up, NVDA. Okay, so you guys can't hear my screen reader going because it's only playing in my ears, but it doesn't stop talking. So I have to shut it up every now and again. So in this dialog, when you have your name text box selected and all that, we're going to go ahead and say day of week. We're going to call this day of week. Day. So day of week. Go ahead and hit enter. So now we have our dayofweek.cs file created. Just go ahead and delete everything in this file, because we don't need anything else in this file except the enumeration we're going to create. So go ahead and do an enum. So enum, all lowercase. And we're going to call this day of week. Do a left brace, and so we have an opening and closing brace. And so you can see Visual Studio, based on the name of the enumeration, is giving us a suggestion for a named constant like Monday, and that's great. But we're going to type this out on our own just to kind of give you that practice of actually typing all of this out on your own instead of using Visual Studio's little suggestion machine learning feature. So we're going to have Monday, comma, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you can stop Visual Studio. Saturday, comma, Sunday, like that. So now we have all 7 named constants that we want in our day of week enumeration. You can put each of these on their own line, and that is, generally speaking, a good idea. So we can go ahead and do that. Okay. Friday. Boom. And there we go. So now we have our day of week enumeration with each constant on its own line. And let's go ahead and check our error list to make sure that we did everything correctly. Okay. That's all right. We didn't do anything wrong here. So let's go ahead now, and we can go ahead and go back to program CS. Okay. And so let's say we want a variable that stores a specific day of the week. So we can say var, let's call it M for Monday, equals day of week dot Monday, like that. And now we can go ahead and console write line M. Let's go ahead and do a control. We can go ahead and do a control. Let's see. Actually, yeah. We can go ahead and do a. Let's go up into debug. Start without debugging. Okay. And now I'm going to invert my colors here. Okay. Well. Okay. So let's go ahead now and take a look at what we outputted. If you take a look, you can see it outputted Monday. Now, why is this? Well, that's because when you try to output this to the console, it will do sort of like a two-string sort of thing, and it will output a string representation of the name of the value in the enum. Okay, there we go. Now, that's one way that you can use an enum. That's one way you can create an enum and use it. But if we want to, we can also set the integer values that these use. So let's go ahead and go back into our enum. Okay. Okay. So we can say Monday space equals 1. Tuesday equals 2. Wednesday equals 3. Thursday equals 4. Friday equals 5. Saturday equals 6. And Sunday equals 7. Go ahead and save this. And if we go ahead and run our code again, everything works as we would expect it to. Let's go ahead and go back into our debug console and see what it outputs now. You can see it still outputs Monday. So we can go and define our own values, and that'll work just fine. But you can see, no, even if we just print out M, it'll still print Monday. Okay, so let's invert our colors again. Now, how do we actually go and print the value of the enum then? Well, let's go back to Program CS. And we can say m dot, let's see, okay. But either way, there should be a way to get the value, and that is something I'm going to leave to you. So I will leave this line here for you, console write line m like that. And so that pretty much does it for enums. There's not a whole lot to talk about. There's some more features that you can use with enums, but they're a little bit more advanced features, and I'm not going to show them to you here because the point of this video is just to introduce you to enumerations. So thank you all so very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.